All right.
Well then, companions, perhaps we should collect. I assume BB is with us. I can't pronounce his real name.
He's with me.
Are you?
Oh, you didn't come with us?
Yeah, we're outside waiting for you
Okay.
guys.
Oh,
You're
okay,
taking
yes.
forever in there.
Yes. So, did BB say he knew where he had seen them at one point, didn't he?
Yeah, he said he knew the rough area.
Okay. Good BB. Could you perhaps lead us towards where you last saw these dastardly bandits?
Absolutely. If you would like as well, I can get you guys started in the direction, and I can fly ahead perhaps and see if I can get a better sighting.
Oh, that would be good. But take care, good BB. We appreciate your services.
Don't get
I'm
shot.
happy to assist. Of course I will not. Nothing could take me down. He does like the hero pose, like fists on his hips and all that stuff. He kind of into the forest in a specific direction. Kind of like briefly mentions that if you keep going, you'll find the camp. And then he kind of flies in the air and shoots off in the direction he mentioned.
Well then,
and with that,
sorry.
Just you four. Sorry, and with that, it's just you four currently. What are you up to?
Well, I think we should make post haste. I fear the BB will fly quicker as the bird flies than we could possibly make on foot.
This is true. Okay.
So we're now at the edge of the woods, right?
Are we going into the woods?
You guys have gone a little bit into the woods at this point. I would say he's taking you probably like a couple meters into the woods, and then before he kind of took off. So do you guys continue?
Yes, I believe. We're still we're just at the edge of the forest, right?
We just have gotten into the woods. Yes.
Yes.
You're
Okay,
a couple meters into the woods. Yes.
I'm gonna make a perception check to see if I can hear anything in the vicinity that we need to watch out for.
All right.
That would be a
nature check.
A nature check?
Actually, no. Are you looking specifically for anything in the area within the woods that could harm, or just keeping an eye out for something that could harm?
Something that can harm.
Actually, no, that would be perception. I'm assuming.
16.
It's very. It's not like nothing immediately. Like obviously, you're aware that you're in a forest. There's obviously like bears and stuff in the woods, but nothing you can think of. Nothing that you notice in the immediate vicinity. Again, you guys are still like fairly close to the town.
Your visible path?
Yeah, there's one that you can see who has been walked a bit. I'll say with the 16 you see that.
All right.
And how dense is this forest?
It's not
as dense as Woldove.
It's as dense as the density is between Woldove and Krikgar, I would say. It's a bit dense, but not the densest.
I doubt I could walk across the branches.
I'm sorry, Woldove.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Here I am drawing nice pictures of everyone.
Look, the joke was set up, okay? I had to.
Well, since the forest is my natural domain, I will take the lead and start heading to a direction that Birdbrain has decided to lead us.
All right.
Should we perhaps spread out so we may maybe not make as much, maybe not be as noticed as if we all clump together?
Well,
are we following a path?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
Are you listening?
No, I'm not. I'm drawing.
Yes, there's a path.
It is worn. We are following it.
We're following it.
Yes,
Okay.
there's a path. We'd probably want to stay on the path because off the path we would make more noise.
This is very true.
Unless we engage in some stealthy actions.
No, we don't need any more Mission Impossibles.
But we don't want to spread out too far in a line.
Perhaps good Morden. If Morden feels that he's the better woodsman, perhaps he should scout ahead a little bit while the three of us bring up the rear, so we do not draw undue notice towards him.
I'm gonna we'll stay at least say 15 feet back from Morden.
Using me as bait. I see what it is.
You offered.
I offered to lead, not to be used as bait. But since you are so worried, I shall go on ahead a little ways.
I would try.
Do not lose sight of me.
I would try to move stealthily, but
our armor prevents that.
Yeah, armor makes it difficult.
Perhaps I should try to go stealthily. I do have some small skills in the art of stealth.
Then maybe you should be in front.
I lower my voice so only Morden and no, not Morden, only Peter and Waldorf can hear me, and I say, "How funny would it be if I lit up the shirt?"
as funny as that would be, it would. Now is not the time to make such jests. So do we have
guys coming? I'm going.
Are we agreed with our plan of action? Should I lead?
I'm walking.
Well, then we shall follow behind.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so you guys are officially going in the woods?
Yes.
We're gonna
into the woods. Time to go. I hate to leave.
Behind,
I have to, though.
keeping him in view.
Okay. You guys walk in a little bit, and as you guys are walking for about 10 minutes-ish before you hear the familiar flapping of wings and hold up. You hear like a gentle oof as you look up and see what appears to be a large mass of feathers fall from a tree. And and there before you is Krikkar, who seems to have crashed a tiny bit.
Cricket, are you okay?
Hello, I am perfectly fine. Nothing to see here. It landed perfectly. So as I've looked up ahead, this big guy, and smaller guys, a few.
How many?
More than two.
Okay, thank you.
As he says that, he kind of like looks at his hands, like counts on his hand, like more than two.
How far ahead, good Krikkar?
Maybe hour of walking for you.
Interesting.
And still in the same direction that we are headed.
Yes.
You sure?
Yes.
Well, if they're that far away, then I don't see any reason to be particularly stealthy right now.
They may still have guards. I'm going to have my bow at the ready.
That is good to prepare. Good Harmon, good Morden. How is your night vision? Is it existent, or is it something just myself and good Peter have?
Well, we are not elves, so we see in the night as other creatures that don't have your elfish vision see in the night.
That is too bad. I was going to suggest we wait until nightfall before we approach their camp.
Well, I do have this light spell. I can light up anything I want that produces 20 feet of light.
It does seem to negate the advantage approaching in the dark wood, though.
Yeah, maybe save it for battle.
Yes, we do not want to be a beacon.
Right.
That would kind of defeat the purpose of stealth. Well, let us continue on then.
should we at least consider perhaps waiting until nightfall before we approach? Some of them may be, even though we may have a slight disadvantage in the dark, they too will have the same disadvantage, and some we may catch some unawares completely.
What time of day is it?
As of now, it's about afternoon.
Sorry?
It's about
afternoon.
Afternoon. Okay, you kind of cut out on mine.
Sorry, it's roughly. I'm just trying to think of words. The word one. It's about. I don't know why I'm forgetting words.
Especially words about time.
It's about afternoon.
No, it's a number. It's about
5.
It's about 1:30.
1:30. Okay.
Okay.
Well, good Woldove, you do have a point, because they are most likely, at most, going to have a watch and not all be awake. And usually, as those that would be awake would be blinded by the campfire that they are undoubtedly going to be around, we would have an advantage. Even without night vision, we still would have better vision than they would.
I agree. I think it may be in our best interests. Perhaps us two with our stealth might forge ahead a little bit to get the lay of the land first before we commit our full forces.
Peter, you seem to be
Morden, yes. We've actually got some scouts with us. I grabbed my staff.
Oh.
We could send a couple snakes up ahead.
This is true. You need more than one.
Well, I would only send one, but I mean, you've
Yes.
got one too, so maybe.
Indeed. But even if we don't send them both right now, it might be a good distraction that we could send before we go into battle.
They are small snakes. They're more likely to see them than for them to see the snakes. And
Yes.
they can easily keep up with us, well, most of us, with their 30-foot speed there.
Yes, mine is only 25.
Yeah.
Do the snakes have a particular amount of time that they can be out of the staff before they are forced to go back in?
I can check.
Well, yeah.
If it's reduced to 0 hit points, it dies, reverts back to staff, and the staff shatters.
But that is not what we've actually got.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's fairly close.
What we have is tiny poisonous snakes, 3 of them. And
you have one snake that has 3
uses. Times per day.
Yeah.
3 times
so
per
you
rest or whatever. Yeah.
3 times per long rest. You can only spawn 1 snake at a time because the staff is the snake. So it honestly it's more of a walking stick than a staff, but
it has to be within 60 feet of us, so it's not like we could send it on along ways ahead.
Yeah.
But I don't see anything that would say how long it has to be.
No, there's nothing on.
If it doesn't say any it doesn't say any requirement, then there is no requirement and there's no limit. That's the thing with D&D rules, is there's so many of them that if there's no specification, then you have to just take it for what it says, and if it doesn't have it, then it doesn't have it.
And you can see through the eyes of the snake, or the snake can report back to us?
It is not familiar.
No,
okay.
It can't report back to you. You can't see it. It attacks, pretty much. Essentially, if you need it, it's just it acts on your turn, or like right after your turn, and you can get to attack something, and where it moves. You cannot you can't use it to spy on things because that is specifically a familiar.
Yeah.
And it will know friend from foe.
Well, I mean,
it doesn't.
You can tell
but the person
wielding
it.
Yeah.
So, for example, if 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 Peter decided to attack a bandit and then attack, for just as an example, Harmon, then the snake would attack both of them the same. It doesn't know the difference between it. It just knows what's being told to attack.
Right.
Okay. But it's up to the caster to determine what's being attacked.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we are able to mentally command it. And
we can use that 3 times per long rest.
And it has its own initiative. It doesn't act on our turn.
It does, but as the DM, I'm just gonna say it acts on your turn. Just to keep it easy, because as of now, already, I have a giant initiative list. And I don't want to add more.
Well, seeing that there's no drawbacks, I am going to use my staff to summon a snake right now, and it can be along with us for this gentle walk through the woods.
Yeah. And I'll summon one, and I'll have it go up ahead of Morden along the path, and watch out for people.